We are at week 5 of blockchain webinars. I'm the host, Matthew Sendejas. We've been at this for over a month now with a small group of people who are interested in blockchain, that's NFTs, crypto. We've talked about metaverses and anything having to do with things living on the blockchain. We've been talking about it. Every week we challenge ourselves to do a little bit of research on our own time and come back during this and kind of share what we've learned, what we've read, and what we've been talking about in our own personal network, if we have. And this last week, what a couple of things that I've looked into is Mirror Protocol and Ether cards, which are two new things to me this last week. Ether cards they look like credit cards, and they're a way to put NFTs onto a card. And then if you wanted to give somebody an NFT, it's a physical version. It's like giving them a credit card, and then they'll take it home. They'll scratch off this little like a scratcher, and then there's a key behind the scratch. And they get home, open up their MetaMask, type in the key, and or go to ethercard.com, type in the key, and they'll be able to transport that NFT into their MetaMask. And I did see that it's really used for short-term use. You don't want to put an NFT on a Ether card and then leave it there for months or years. If you get a card from like a venue or from a person or an artist selling art, it's good to get it in your wallet or onto your OpenSea soon. But that was pretty cool, a way to give NFTs, but in a physical manner. And then Mirror Protocol was something a little bit more dense, and I'll try to explain it, and then we could go into questions and go into back and forth. But this Mirror Protocol is a way to invest in assets by using synthetic assets. So if you wanted to invest in Apple, you could create a synthetic asset of Apple and use cryptocurrency to invest in Apple. Now, normally, if you want to invest in Apple, you can't use cryptocurrency. You have to use US dollars on a stock exchange like New York Stock Exchange. But now with Mirror Protocol, we can use a cryptocurrency to invest in Apple. And if Apple goes up, then our crypto money will go up. And if Apple goes down, then our crypto money will go down. And so you have to back your money with a stable coin. So UST is what they use. And that's always going to be $1. USDC and UST are stable coins in quotes because they're always going to be $1 meant to be stable. But this Mirror Protocol is letting us now invest in an asset that normally would have to use fiat money, and which is even more confusing. You can make a synthetic asset of something in our physical world. So you can create a physical, an asset of like a house or a car. And then if that house or car goes up in value, then your synthetic asset goes up in value, which was a crazy concept. I watched multiple videos trying to understand this, but that's the kind of the basic of it, is that we can now invest in assets from like New York Stock Exchange by using crypto. And that's kind of a new phenomenon, and hopefully it'll get more simple, but that's kind of like the basic of it, which I thought was super interesting. So Mirror Protocol and Ether cards were my two kind of recent finds that I wanted to share, and I thought were kind of noteworthy. Were there anything that you've found over the last week that you thought was interesting or pretty cool in this space?
I have been a little bit unplugged.
Well, that's good. It was New Year's and Christmas. That's as you should have been.
I unplugged away from my computer because, like I mentioned to Matthew, I was off work for 2 weeks, so I tried to stay off my computer and do other stuff.
That's good.
Like art.
Yes, physical stuff.
Tangible art. Sorry. Physical art.
No,
real art. Actual art. Sorry. Art.
Morgan or Ryan, did you read or see anything over the new year?
Yeah, I'm a lot more seem to be into, yeah, like the metaverse side of things. So the Sandbox, what you're at here, is one of those metaverses. I've kind of, I've been having this thing. I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to learn how to do this 3D modeling, because once the metaverse takes over, there's going to be a huge demand of, everyone's going to want, every company is going to want their logo out there. There's going to be a huge demand in 3D modeling. So I kind of took my shot at it. I think I have it on the Sandbox if you want to look at the two things I made the other day.
Yeah, how could I, did I go to market?
Go to the market. I don't know what it would be under. Try just type in Dragon Eye, just see if something comes up with the space. Okay. I'll have to check and see on my thing. Actually, if you go to useless goods, you could probably find my profile through there, I'd imagine. No, where useless goods? Oh, that's all on OpenSea.
Yeah, that's on OpenSea. I do love your OpenSea stuff. Were you making the stuff on OpenSea on the Sandbox stuff?
Yeah, I made it on Sandbox, and then I saved it to my computer, and then I was able to go to OpenSea from there. But
okay, so you're making all of this stuff in Sandbox
in the box edit.
Is that hard?
No, that won't be there.
It seems like pretty hard to make something like this.
It takes time. Once you get it, it's a little bit easier. It's like a 3D program. Here, let me figure out. Maybe you could change topic, and I'll figure out where the two new things I made are, because they're a little bit cooler than these. These are like my first 5 things I made.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and look on my phone here, or I'll try to find a link on my computer and bring it up for you.
Sweet. Morgan, I saw you unmuted earlier. Did you have anything?
No, just the same thing as Ryan, getting into 3D modeling.
Ooh, cool. What program are you using?
Blender.
Nice. That's what I was thinking of doing, and I just already have Sandbox's one all downloaded, so I was like, I'm just going to do the Sandbox one. But I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on Blender.
Yeah, what's up with Blender?
That's about as far as I got.
Okay.
I signed up for some classes, and that's
nice.
Then I got sick, and I was like, nah, forget this. Next year.
Is Blender Adobe, or is it a big program? Is it?
It's a pretty good blend. If you go down a little bit, it should be right there, blender.org. And what's cool about Blender is you can actually, even if you're not doing NFTs, you can sell your assets on like all of the game development stores, or
really
just anywhere. And of course, like doing logos and stuff like that. Anything 3D you can imagine is where you can sell it.
So stuff at like this resolution like blows my mind.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this is called, like getting images in this type of resolution, but that just seems so hard.
Can I ask what might be a really dumb question?
Oh yeah, no, it won't be. Definitely ask.
Sorry. Metaverse, back to Metaverse for just a second. Again, as a reminder for me, is that strictly a gaming place? No.
So, yeah,
definitely not.
So this
Ryan, how'd you explain it to your parents?
Sure. So there's this main thing, and I also explained it to my friend. I have like a talk with one of my friends that's just into investing, and he's not into crypto or virtual reality or anything, but he's like, I don't get it. I don't game. Like, what's in the metaverse for me? So I was like, cool. Let's figure out what we can do in the metaverse that will get you stoked on. So I'm like, what do you like? And I'm like, well, I know what you like. You're my friend. You like basketball. I like basketball. My dad likes basketball. My uncle likes basketball. We have mutual friends that like basketball. So I told him, I was like, all right, so he's never been in a headset either in the VR. So it's pretty hard for him to, grasp the concept. But I was like, all right, so, where does your dad live? Your dad loves the basketball, and he's in San Diego. I'm in Colorado. His dad's in New York. My parents are in, you know, Huntington Beach, so we're just all spread, and we all know each other, and we're like in VR right now. Let's say January 10th, in 5 days, there is a live basketball game on Horizon Worlds, which is Facebook's meta world in the metaverse. And it's basically like you're in a box, like on a front row seat of the game. So on June 10th, they're just now like starting to release these live games in the metaverse. So on June 10th, if my friend had a VR helmet on, a VR headset, my dad had a headset, my uncle had a headset, we can, and all of us have our avatars, we can all be together in this like box, basically like you're having a box seat at a basketball game, but it's like front row box seat. It looks way better than watching TV. And we could all be looking at each other and talking to each other, you know, drinking beer, whatever we want to do, and watching the basketball game together, even though we all live in different parts of the world. And that's the one that really connected with him. He's like, oh, okay, that's really cool. So we, you know, we'll be basically like watching a live basketball game together, even though we're all in our own rooms.
Okay, let me ask a couple of questions
Sure.
with that scenario. Okay, question one. When I was reading about the metaverse, the headsets, I read that you have to be connected to Facebook. You have to have like a Facebook account and all of that. Is that?
That is not true.
It's not true.
No. And it says there's like a 10-minute video. Matt, you sent it to me originally.
Yeah.
What's his name? It's
Yeah,
blank.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. And he says, that's like the very first thing he says in that video. He's like, I understand that we don't want everyone to know our real identities and like have to connect Facebook, and you definitely don't have to do that, but the option is there. So
Okay.
in this case, when I log on to my Horizon, I did do it with my Facebook, but I did it because now I have all my Facebook friends, which I never use Facebook, but I could see who all has headsets. So I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this person in, you know, 12 years, but he has a headset. Maybe we can go, you know, play a round of golf together, or play pool, or go watch a basketball game, or, you know, we can work together on a product. We can, there's going to be a ton of opportunities, especially in the work related field. That's what Facebook seems to be wanting to do, is really like take over that work related field, where everyone, like this one, where everyone's around the desk and you could like just be talking with everyone in your work, or like
Right.
everybody could be designing a 3D like piece of art even, which is interesting because I think there's going to be some really cool art that you can make in a 3D, because you can like surround the item and make it. There's a few programs out there that I've looked at that seem pretty interesting. But
Kelly, look at this. So this is the Horizon world, right? So this is that person in their living room or something. And oh yeah, there's no sound. Oh, wait, I'll give you sound.
It's really weird walking up to random people and talking to them. I haven't spent much time.
And so
in
you
my
have the
headset.
option, you know, shoot and laser at things, talk to people.
You guys could take a photo
Take a
together.
photo together.
So I could take me, my avatar, my uncle's avatar, my dad's avatar. We can all take a photo at the basketball game, which is dumb, but
So back to that basketball game. Does that basketball game like scenario, is the game real?
yes.
And do you have to pay to view that game?
So it's not like you can go and watch every basketball game right now, because just doesn't work like that, and there's going to be money involved of some place. So basically, no, you don't have to pay, but they'll announce when there's a game. So there's not a game until June 10th or until January 10th that you can go and watch for free. That's a live basketball game.
You said June 10th. Okay.
January 10th. Sorry.
January 10th. Nice.
5 days. So it's not like you can go watch your favorite team yet, but Facebook, I'm sure they're going to work a deal out with the NBA, and maybe it'll cost money or maybe it won't. I don't think they're really trying to charge much money now until they get everybody inside. So I think they're trying to do pretty much most free stuff.
And this is another metaverse, Kelly. So the metaverse to me is a digital landscape connecting people in a digital realm, right? So one realm is that Facebook, like that video we just saw, people with their avatars running around, and that's Facebook's private metaverse, really. And Decentraland is a different metaverse, which is a decentralized metaverse where there's no one overarching authority. So if you own land in Decentraland, then you can vote on certain things. But this is kind of when you hop in Decentraland, this is where you end up, and you can go over to these walls of the wall and that poster where it says crowd and events. And then you click on those worlds, and then you zoom into those worlds. And I usually go over and click onto that one that says Wonder Mind or Wonder Mine. And then when I'm in there, I'm like running around, little worlds. This is like Netflix, right? You have all your different metaverse realms that you can jump into. You can play a game in Vegas, you can play golf. And when you go to any of these places, you will also see other people in the real world in their avatar, or in the avatars, who are somewhere in the real world playing this game also. So you have opportunity to play games in here, get gems, even spend real crypto, buy things, sell things. So this is like another virtual world where now we can actually create things, like Ryan's building things in Sandbox, which is a different metaverse. But in
I
these
just sent a
metaverses-
link. I don't know if it'll work, but yeah.
Oh, you sent the link?
I tried, but I think it might be what happened last time, where it just takes you to Sandbox.
Oh yeah. But yeah, this is another
Okay.
metaverse.
Okay, I kind of am back where my mind is understanding. I thank you both for that. It helps. Yeah, it helps.
The vast world out here.
It's hard to
Yeah.
it's hard to get my mind around, like, why I want to go there.
You might not want to, ever, but there will be millions of other people that will.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's going to be a lot of the younger generation for sure that is going to be living their lives in the metaverse.
Right.
Yeah.
That link I sent you.
Oh wait, where is the link? Sorry.
It's in the chat.
I gotta find the chat. Sometimes when you lose, oh, here it is. Dual monitors. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Oh no. Huh? Oh wait, no. Just to the marketplace. So in 2005.
Oh, I just added it to my inventory, so now it might work.
In 2005, Kelly, I remember playing, this game so much, World of Warcraft. And, building a character, spending time in here.
Right.
And that, like, really, looking back, that really felt like the metaverse to me, because I had friends that lived in Australia, Amsterdam, all around the world that I would talk to. I never met in real life, but I knew them so well in this. And that's crazy to me. Now it's like 16 years ago, and I feel like I was in the metaverse then. But now the metaverse is really connecting like a virtual headset with these like multi-million online like people.
So something that may be more interesting to you, because I know the gaming is not very interesting to you, and I understand that. So another example, I did the basketball game for my friend, and for each person I've kind of been that I've been showing this to, kind of been trying to go a different route that kind of goes towards what they like. So another thing that's kind of interesting is National Geographic has their own line of like VR metaverse experiences. And and this is all real places. Maybe not this one, I don't know what he's in right now. Yeah, this is fake.
Okay.
Anywhere where there's a 3D or a 360 camera, you can basically be in that that place. So for my grandma, she's super into like nature, Nat Geo. I put her on like a safari where like in Africa, where real lions and elephants came up to her, and they're explaining it, and you're learning about nature in this different country. But when you look up, it's not an elephant on your TV. It's a 20-foot elephant that you're not looking at a computer. You're like,
Or a giraffe.
Whoa, or a giraffe,
Right.
and you see them
Okay.
in real
That's
time
cool.
size. And that's one I did for my grandma. My sister's really into space, so there's like some on space where they like it's a learning experience, but it's like an
Mhm.
immersive learning experience as well.
Okay.
That's pretty
I
cool,
can
right?
I can get more on board with stuff like that,
Yeah.
definitely. And I mean, I've been talking to my partner about, like, we've been kind of toying with getting a headset, like
Yeah.
just getting like, I mean, the price point, $300, and it's like, well, should we not, like, do we want to introduce
Mhm.
that into our lives, because we're already, both of us are already sitting at home like this together all the time, and
Right. Yeah.
If John done this one, this one's crazy.
and do we want to introduce that level of,
Mhm.
that into our lives, and because it's, yeah, so
I personally don't think it's I hate to say this because I'm so like pro trying to get it out there because I'm invested in it and whatnot. But
right.
at this moment, I don't think it's worth it. I don't find myself in the metaverse basically ever unless I'm like showing people to get them excited of what's possible. I don't think
Mhm.
it will really be something I use until I hit like Matt, like all my friends have one and we could go and experience things together. It's like
Yeah.
I'll go in. I'm just never in my headset and I have one and I just have no really interest until if a friend hit me up and was like, hey, I just got a headset, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to take you here, I'm going to take you here, let's go, and we'll have
Right.
fun and talk to each other. But at this point, I'm
Right.
the only person I know with a headset, so
Yeah, got it.
I'm never in
Yeah, and
there.
I don't think I know anybody,
Yeah.
obviously, especially my age category, with them. Maybe my friends' kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe in a
I
year,
literally
like,
don't know
push
one
a bit.
person with it myself, so I'm like,
Yeah.
well, no, I've seen a couple Instagrams recently where people I know are getting them too. I think in a year from now, they'll be like, oh, you have one? Like, oh wait, what? You have one?
they're really
Yeah, as
pushing
soon
it
as
this
they hit the
Christmas.
Costco shelves.
I think
Yes,
they're probably
Costco.
there, right?
They are.
Are they
I think
already in the
this
Costco shelves?
this Christmas
Yeah.
was the
Let's see.
the big launch, I think. I think there
Costco.
should be a lot more people.
I think
I'm
they
looking
were.
right now.
And definitely at Target, they're on display and they're all
Oh yeah.
super targety.
Do you guys see do you guys see any conflict with the naming of all of this? Like Facebook now becoming Meta and
Yeah.
everybody now referring
Yeah.
to virtual reality sandboxes as the metaverse.
Well,
It's like what you were bringing up
Yeah.
with World of Warcraft, where you actually could go in there and get some armor and sell it to people online and make money, where you do the same kind of selling thing in Decentraland and all that stuff in the metaverse or VR sandboxes, whatever you want to call them. I still feel like the metaverse is something that would connect all of these, and it would be more like the internet where you would go to all the different places instead of all these things that seem like their own individual video game or just like virtual experiences.
Yeah, I think the branding of Facebook really was purposeful, that
Yeah.
they did the meta, because I know people are coming up to me and asking me in my DMs like, oh, the metaverse is evil, like it's run by Facebook, like don't jump in, Facebook metaverse. It's like, well, there's other metaverses that are not Facebook, and
Right.
the Horizon
just
is a
one world.
centralized one.
Yeah.
It's just one world. So I do think a lot of people are getting confused and thinking every metaverse is a Mark Zuckerberg metaverse.
Which in turn sends them to Zuckerberg's metaverse.
Yes.
It's the best
Yes.
experience you can have right now. That's not a video game. It's the best social experience, in my opinion. So
I
it's
think
like
it's the most built. Yeah,
it's the most built. You could go to
it's
the
the most
venues
built.
right now. You can go and watch it. Like for me, I do mixed martial arts, so there's always like UFC fights on in Facebooks. They must have some type of contract with them or something. So
I was just in Decentraland last night, and I was talking to people, and I was like, oh, how do I get more gems, or how do I do this like task? And they said, oh, you should come to the party on January 8th, and you'll learn a lot, and like it'll be cool. I'm like, oh, cool. So I actually put it in my calendar, and I'm gonna go into this metaverse party where it's like
Let's go together.
thing.
Let's group up and go together.
Yeah, we should, Ryan.
Even though it's not going to be in, it's going to be on our computers, and we're not going to be in our helmets.
Yeah, I'll still be able to find your avatar.
Still be, yeah, and you just have to really think of it as like, okay, like now imagine this, but us in VR. Like, is this something you can see yourself doing or people doing in the future?
Hey, if there's parties or if there's educational, like a TED Talk and virtual reality, which there has been, that would be actually now that.
So Costco has the Oculus Quest 2 all-in-one VR headset, 256 gigabyte with Quest 2 carrying case for $399.99.
For $399.
So
$400.
That's
And the
the higher
first
advanced
bullet
one, though.
point does say Facebook account required.
Okay, well, it says it's not required.
Wait,
It does. I mean, even if it's not though, but like,
oh, it just required to have, well, because Facebook does own Oculus.
Yeah.
So what if you have to have a Facebook account just to like get in, and then you can go to other things?
Well, you can for sure browse the internet to access Facebook's world. You need one specifically to go into Horizon Worlds, even though on the video it says you don't. But like you don't need one to go on to like the Nat Geo stuff or like any other place. You don't need a Facebook account for sure.
Look at that marketing, Kelly. They're making you think, oh, I need Facebook, and then
I don't think you need Facebook. He makes
whole...
it really clear on the video. So I don't know.
It could be sneaky marketing, just making people think. And
exactly, it's sneaky marketing, which is
sneaky marketing exists.
Everywhere.
Right?
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't put it against Mark if he did.
I mean, I engage in it in my job all the time. So I mean, like,
it's abundant out here.
It is. Well, I mean, well, we won't get into it, but yes.
But also, this TED Talk was in virtual reality. This guy was wearing a whole bodysuit and giving his TED Talk, and there's the avatars off to the side. So this would be like us and Ryan at our basketball game in June. Kelly, I'll see you there. And then that'll be.
I went to a Young Thug concert.
You went to a concert? I
went to a concert, and I was in there for a good 10 minutes.
Wow. So you were one of these people over here?
I was one of the people, and I was really, really impressed with the dancing and the body movement. It's like, it doesn't look like robots dancing. You can tell they're real people because like the arms aren't like this. The arms, they're like this.
It's a fluid movement.
It's a fluid movement. Yeah. So each person that was dancing, like, I was like, oh, y'all are actually standing up in real life, and y'all have your own like vibe of dance. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't really like the show. It wasn't very entertaining to me, but it was cool to be in there.
That's hilarious, dude. That cracks me up.
Yeah, it was Young Thug.
When I did see some videos, I saw some people on the horizons and they were crossing their arms, and it did look kind of funny because in their real life they are holding the handles, so when they do cross their arms or dance, it really picks up that pretty well.
Okay, so I just looked up on Google, and this is just what it says. It says the rules are changing, but for now Facebook is required, but they're saying that it's not going to be required in the future. I don't know if that's true. That was just on Google. So I don't know. That's very interesting though, because he like really specified that on that video that he sent out.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, because I was just talking to our head of IT at CR yesterday, and he was saying how he got the Oculus for Christmas, and he had to dig up his Facebook account from like 12 years ago so he could log in.
Oh, really? So Ryan, maybe you when you first logged in, like you signed in through Facebook, and then you haven't like had to do any.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely haven't done it since the first day, but I guess I did, but I just don't care. Like, I don't care if my Facebook's related to the metaverse. Like, I don't. Hey, sorry, I have to get my dog.
It's just, for me, it feels more like I'm trying to get, I've been wanting to unplug from Facebook for a while. And the only thing that prevents me from doing it is my art. Like,
yeah. So
and Instagram, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to get, you know, I'm trying to get myself out there as an artist and, you know, create revenue for myself in that regard. And I feel like social media is the only avenue that I can actually use to do that. And that, you know, so I have to do it. I'm forced to be there. But otherwise, like I'm trying to find ways to be more private in my life with, you know, data and like the way that they're just so invasive. And, you know, I feel like I can't even have a conversation in my own house anymore without like all of a sudden I have all these ads coming up. It's like, how do they know that I'm talking about that?
Oh, they know.
How do they?
Yeah, I
like,
know. It's
oh my
nuts.
God! Like, what is listening? It's terrifying to me. And you know, to some degree, my rational side says, okay, it's not a big deal. It's like, who cares? You know, like nobody is really caring about just little old me. But at some point, it does feel super hyper invasive. And so I'm trying to like.
Yeah, and it's hard when Facebook keeps buying out all these, you know, things like, oh, about the Oculus, about Instagram, about, you know.
I had a pretty interesting Instagram, one of those experiences. I was at the dog park and I was talking to this girl and we were just there for probably like 2 hours talking to each other. And I've never met her in my life. And we were like the only ones there for some reason, maybe because it's snowing. And I came home and I am just like on, it's my work Instagram, first of all. And then I go to like, it says like friends, or like suggestions, and she was there. And
What?
I'm like,
it's
No
freaking
way.
creepy, isn't it?
What,
It's
Brian?
creepy.
Yeah.
It's so creepy. That happened to me too.
Yeah. I was like, if I added her, she would be so freaked out.
Yeah, like how did you?
I didn't add her, but I wish I want to. I haven't seen her since.
Don't do it, Brian. Don't
No,
do it.
Do it.
Don't do it. Just delete it.
But she's really cute.
Don't do it. She would be freaked out.
I know. I
She
was
might
looking
be
at
an
her
ad or
profile.
something.
I was looking at her profile and I was like, do not click like, do not
Just
click,
delete it.
like.
Just delete the suggestion and
Oh,
move on with your life. And if you see her at the dog park again, that's different.
Yes, I agree.
Trust me as a woman. Don't
I know.
do it. This is what I'm talking about though. As a woman, these things are so like, it's so creepy and terrifying. Like the fact that you could figure out where I live pretty easily. Stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Well,
I think the call is to make, I mean, I think when you sign up, it'll probably give you the option, if you wanted to go about it, to make a Facebook, and you just make one to, you know, an email that you don't use.
Yeah.
And you're not connected. There's no pictures. And you're just like, I have a face.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I think
just,
other blockchains that are coming out that won't be as popular as the Horizon, but I think over the years, you know, Facebook just has so much money for developers, but
They're gonna
the
be
years, other ones will
advertising
be more, and you can have your art on things like the Tezos blockchain that we've seen, which is a lot of cool art, not as popular, but hopefully these other platforms get popular and you'll be able to sell like on a Etsy version of the blockchain. I really think in a year or two, there'll be platforms like Etsy and Poshmark and eBay that are fully decentralized, and you won't have to give eBay fees money or Etsy fee money. It'll be very small, like a 1% or 2% fee versus a, you know, 10% eBay fee and a 20% Amazon fee.
Right.
So that's
Which
what I'll
would-
that's what I'll cross my fingers and hope for artists like you out here, because you know you guys need more money than you're getting. So
Hell yeah. I did find a program or a website, and it's in my pile of notes somewhere. I did a search for like free kind of like Adobe Illustrator type, programs
Yeah.
where you can upload your art and then manipulate it,
yeah, that
and
stuff is really cool.
digitize it and stuff like that. I found a couple of those that I'm going to start playing around with.
Yes, Kelly, that would be so good, because you have your amazing physical art and you take a picture of it and then all of a sudden it forms
Right.
into this digital thing.
Yeah, because there's a couple of people within my particular type of art community
Mhm.
that do that. They upload their physical art and then they digitize it and then they manipulate it and they create these entirely new, like, I took this one piece and I did all this gold leafing on it, and I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
I
that's rad.
integrated all this gold into it,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
and it's all hand painted and the gold leafing, and it's super time consuming and it's a lot of work, and it's great. It's a one of a kind thing now, but I would love to like upload the raw image and then digitize it and really like, then I could have some NFTs with
Yes,
that.
that'd be rad.
Right?
For one of a kind, you actually made it to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So-
Right. So
I could show you what I made now, Matt. I sent it to your Facebook,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I'll give you an
okay.
example of what it is real fast. So in real life, I make art as well, physical real art. I make epoxy
Nice.
resin, like I guess like markers for disc golf, which sounds ridiculous, but like these are
Oh,
some
nice.
examples that people send me. And I embed stuff like this into epoxy
Mhm.
resin, and then I make my epoxy resin look cool. So in 3D, I was in a 3D modeling program and I was like, what am I gonna make? And I'm just looking on my desk and like I have a ton of just these that people order because they're like, I want Charmander, I want a dragon eye. So I saw this, someone wanted this fish thing, someone wanted this dragon eye. So I was like, I'm gonna attempt to make these two things in 3D. And that's what the link I sent you will show. It's to your
What-
messages.
What is
Just click the first one. Just click it. It should come up. Does it not click the Sandbox game? Could you not do that?
No,
I
it
don't
just
know
says
then.
hashtag Sandbox game.
Press the little arrow to the right of it.
It says
Oh, okay.
people.
I don't know. On mine it says you could click on it.
Darn,
Okay.
Facebook doesn't want you to enter the sandbox. They don't want you to enter another meta.
I can't show my screen, can I?
I can make you the co-host.
Use virtual background pin. Hide
One-
self view. Yeah. If
Yeah,
you
I'm
can do it
gonna
real
let,
fast,
I'm
it's not
gonna
too
let
difficult.
you do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Make co-host. Cool. You should be able to now. And now.
Do you see my screen?
1 second. Do you see a
you
little
got
thing
to
that says-
stop sharing,
I gotta do it.
Matthew.
Oh, I got to stop share. Okay, 1 second.
You have to stop share.
Oh, well,
Oh, cool. Thanks, Kelly. Now you should be able to, Ryan.
okay. How do I press share screen?
Do you see a little thing down there that says
Share
share
screen.
screen?
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, so I can do screen too.
And then you get to choose which screen.
Let's go with this one for now.
There you go.
So what are you seeing now? 'Cause
Ta-da.
I can't see.
I see the Facebook. I see kitties licking each other
Okay.
10 years
out
ago.
of Sounds like Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I cats and dogs.
Oh, goodness. Facebook.
Facebook. Dang, you got a
Hmm.
fast computer, Ryan. You got gigabytes over there.
No, yeah, I move.
Ryan, do you have an Instagram for your physical art?
I do. I
What
haven't
is
been on
it?
much.
Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. It's DISC
Uh-huh.
dot Gripley, GRIPLEY.
Uh-huh.
My business name is Gripley's.
It's at Disc Ripley, right?
It's at Disc Gripley.
Okay, cool. I'll put it in the chat for you.
So this is my first like 3D
Yes,
thing.
that's sick.
It's
Nice.
I copied it off of that paper I was looking at, but it took a while. It took some hours, but now if I wanted to do it, it would be a lot easier. This is my dragon
Wow.
eye, which is, I mean, it's lame, but it's, I'm just starting.
Oh, it's cool.
This is an idea I had, and it's really simple, but I thought it was kind of
iBox?
cool.
Wait, because
So
you go and say hi to the window or what?
it says hi in the window. I just tried to make something super easy. So,
Oh, whoa.
but like
see.
if you're in a 3D world, you're gonna walk up and you're like, what the hell? There's a box here with a little hole. And then you'll go up to the hole and then you'll see it says hi, but there could be a whole world in there or something.
Oh, bro, I love it.
That's awesome.
It was just something.
I
So,
would
yeah.
really love to see a video of you making one of these things.
Yeah,
If
maybe
you ever
I'll
get
try and do that at
inspired
some
to
point.
make an hour-long video of you designing these, I would love to see that on YouTube.
Okay, I want to stop sharing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Click. Do you see the little stop share?
Yep, there you go. Cool.
Nice. Sweet. Well, thanks for that, Ryan. That was awesome.
These are really cool.
Yeah.
I just followed you on Instagram.
Yeah, Ryan
Sweet.
also does epoxy and
Yeah.
does some cool things too. So
Yeah, these are cool.
we got artists in the house.
Nice.
Sweet. Hey, hey, Mad Dog. Marley? How you doing? See, Marley entered the Zoom a little bit ago. I don't know. There you are.
Man, what up, man?
What's up? How's it going?
Pretty good.
Nice.
I
So
like, I like those objects, man. The
Hey.
Ryan's objects.
Yeah.
Those are sick.
Marley, something I've been wanting to ask you about is that VPAD stuff the VPAD crypto that you've been.
Yeah,
doing
dude,
so
they're
well
giving
in.
away. They're giving away like so much money. It's crazy.
So
It's,
can you give us a brief rundown of that? Because the way you described it to me yesterday was you have like over $20,000 of this new crypto that they're giving away for free on Twitter.
Yeah, so it's just like for interacting with their project. Like they have a Telegram, which is like the thing that I originally sent you, and then but you can also do it on Twitter just by liking and retweeting and commenting on their posts.
And so how did they give you crypto when you do that?
They have a page called vlaunch.com, and you connect your MetaMask to it, and then you can connect your Telegram account or your Twitter or both, and then.
Okay, so vlaunch.com, you want to create an account. Okay.
Yeah, or you just connect your MetaMask, and then you can connect your Telegram or your Twitter, and you get experience points for every interaction. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw sometimes they're giving away like 5,000 VPAD.
Yeah, or they give like these other crypto games they launch on their site, and then you can have like the initial offering of their coins, like just to like spread them out,
Yeah.
So I got like 5,000 to this game called Decimated. I've never heard of, but yeah, it's a crypto game.
And the 5,000, I mean, how much is VPAD worth right now?
$2, or let me see. It's like $1.90, $2.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's
VPAD USD. I can't.
Would you be able to exchange that right now for real money? Like let's stop saying that. For US dollars. If you.
Yeah, I can't personally because I don't have. I staked mine for.
Okay.
They gave me like 1,500 tokens, but then I staked it for 5 years, so they gave me an extra 9,500 tokens.
But, 5 years, you're gonna be a millionaire, dog.
I staked it, dude.
You have 25,000 right now, bro. That's so sick. 5 years. Okay, now I understand. Now you staked it. You're a staker. You're helping out the blockchain.
Yeah, but when you stake it, they give you like weekly bonuses too. So they just gave me an extra like 700 tokens. They're just like weekly, just like giving you more tokens. It's crazy.
You're like, okay, well, I'm definitely gonna create a V launch.
I'm so off on like Twitter. I made a Twitter, but I'm never on like doing Twitter things that I feel like I really should be doing.
I think this could be your calling. You should also create a vlaunch.com thing and comment and just post on their VLaunch Twitter
VLaunch.
page.
So if I look on VLaunch on Twitter, it'll show up.
Yeah, I followed them last night. I was commenting and sharing their stuff, but I didn't know. Like, I was like, how are they going to give me crypto? But now I understand. I got to do the vlaunch.com account too. But if you can find VLaunch and they post cool stuff, they have YouTube channels and they just seem like two, dudes our age, just
Yeah,
super into this.
They're like really big in Germany. They're Crypto Mo and Crypto on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
Something else
Yeah,
to look into.
pretty cool crew there.
So I have one long shot at free investment that I've been doing. I probably put in like 12 hours to doing this, and maybe I'll make nothing from it, or maybe I'll be a millionaire one day. So on Sandbox, it's one of the most popular worlds in the metaverse. You go to sandbox.com and then you could create an account that way. Once you create an account, the name for the moment, the name that you create it with can't be created by another user. So for instance, if I went to create account and I typed in Tom, I wouldn't be able to, nobody in the world would be able to create another account with the name Tom. And right now, I'd imagine because it's so new, they don't require email verification. So I basically made a fake email, let's say Ryan's fake emails 1@yahoo.com to make an account. And I made probably 300 Sandbox accounts. So I claimed 300 names, and some of them are really, really good names. And maybe in the future I'll be able to sell it somehow. I on OpenSea right now, if you go on, you could buy names for Decentraland, but you can't buy names for Sandbox yet. And the way that Decentraland is handling this, which hopefully Sandbox doesn't go this way, is that when you create a name on Sandbox, so let's say I did the name, you could do any name. So let's say if I did the name Tom on Decentraland, your name is going to be Tom 874D3, so they add these like 4 numbers to the end of every name so that anybody could have any name, and you don't actually have like control of that name. What you could do is pay 100 mana, which is like $350, and you could claim your name on Decentraland, and that will be your name. So they have like this market where if you want your own name, you have to buy it, basically. And as of right now, Sandbox doesn't have those numbers and letters at the end of your name. Whoever creates it, there can't be another person to create that same name. So unless they change it to Decentraland's method, maybe they'll add numbers to everybody that's ever made an account. I think that potentially I'll be able to sell my names that I've created accounts with in the future. And maybe it won't work, but maybe it will work. And I have some really, really good names that I think would make money for sure.
Eventually. I have a question, Ryan.
Yes.
How much are some names going for right now? Are names going for $5, $10?
On Decentraland, Taylor Swift, the name just went for, I think it was like $5,000 like a week ago. So I mean that's real money. That you can see Los Angeles, or what was it, New York Yankees. The name New York Yankees just went for like $5,000 or $10,000 or something like that. Wow. You can, if you go to OpenSea, you can see all the Decentraland names that are available for sale, and you can see what price they sold for recently. But like I said, on OpenSea, you can't buy Sandbox names yet. And I'm thinking maybe once like Sandbox will change it to, they'll be like, okay, every name from now on, like maybe something, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the names I created, nobody else will ever be able to use. And that at some point when Sandbox is very big and important, I'll be able to sell those.
Yeah, you have 300 names. I mean,
I have 300 names, dude.
All those off for like $100 or something. That's like,
and some are really good. I have Nympho. Like Nympho is such a good gaming name.
Oh yeah, gamers.
I have a
love
ton.
that.
I have Kanye South. I have
Dude, what?
I have Los Angeles Lakers. I have the Joe Rogan. So I don't know. I have Kendall Jenner-ish. Just a
Ish.
bunch of random names. I went to like the top streamers on like Twitch and copied their like Twitch handles, because I think that when they go from Twitch to Sandbox eventually, they're gonna like, I want my followers, so I want to have the same name as my Twitch.
And they're gonna be like,
streaming
who
name.
owns my name? They'll look like,
Exactly.
who's this Ryan that owns my name?
And maybe they'll know, or maybe I'll have to reach out to them. I did the same for like Instagram models, and like comedians, because I think stand-up's gonna be pretty big in the
Mhm.
metaverse. So I took a bunch of like I have like Bill Burr. I have just a bunch of like really popular names.
Wow, that's
That
creative.
it may be
Ryan.
worth something someday, and if not, then whatever. I spent 12 hours doing this, and then whatever. It's 12
No, that's
hours.
good. You also learned that. No, that's really
And then
cool.
they're gonna add official at the end of all of the stars names like they do on other platforms.
Right. That's what I like on Instagram. Yeah, they might do that. Maybe I can sell it before they do that or something. I don't know.
But those people, they got so much money they don't care about $5,000.
Exactly.
You
That's
know?
what I'm saying.
I mean,
Yeah. Mhm.
300 or 300 times $5,000. There you go.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds or something. He's gonna buy your. He's
Yeah,
gonna
and
buy
I
your
have huge
Kanye
names.
South.
Kanye South, right? Kanye West, Kanye East, and Kanye North were all taken.
That's hilarious.
Did you grab
Fair.
Donald Trump?
I didn't, but I have Trumpy.
Oh,
That Donald Trump was taken.
How about Mega?
I'm sure that was taken. The hardest thing were single word names.
Especially
Goodness.
short names too.
Short
right? Like
names.
4 or 5
Oh, yeah.
letters.
I have like 50 of the 150 first Pokemon names.
you should
Um,
also look into, if you're doing this, activists.
What is that?
No.
Is that a world?
Well, like people that are
activists.
because
Okay.
they're going to be looking for platforms for
Yes.
doing their stuff.
Yeah, I will. It's like I did like 100. I did like 175 to 200 in one day, and I'm like, oh man, that was like 10 hours. Whatever. I'll just leave it on my computer and not deal with it. And then the other day, I was just kind of not doing anything, and I was like, screw it, let's get another 100 names. So yeah, I've like so yeah, a lot of funny ones.
You're looking at him right now. Like,
Yeah, they're so I've like Snoop Doggy, because with just a Y at the end. I have Dominatrix. I have Mowgli. Mowgli, I think, is a good one. Yeah, I have like Sex Robot. I have the letters PBS in capitals. I was like, what?
wow. 3-letter ones.
Oh,
That's-
I tried every 3-letter combo out there. And the only ones that I got were PBS and NPH. I was watching a movie and Neil Patrick Harris was on, and I was like, NPH, let's try it. And I got NPH. I have like Chicago Bulls. I have Utah Jazz. I have Detroit Pistons. I have Slightly Stupid. I have Spider Girl. Motherhood. I have Fatherhood. Booty
that
Sweat.
head's gonna go.
I
hard,
have
big time.
President Trump. So I don't know. It's a lot of big names that may be worth something at some point.
So what goes into making those accounts? Like, is it just a reCAPTCHA to confirm you're human, or?
So it's a
you-
MetaMask account. So I have 300 of MetaMask account. When I open my MetaMask, it's like I have my main one at the top, and then below it is 300 alternative accounts that
Oh
I
my
renamed the
goodness.
same name as my Sandbox name.
So this is my Sandbox name.
Here, I can show
Proactive
you.
So this is. Oh wait, I'm not sharing my screen.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, because you could do like a Python code to
Oh,
just
I'm sure there's
run
something
through
like that.
all of the most popular, Instagram or Twitch or
Mhm.
whatever.
If you know how to do that thing, I would totally do it. I don't
Yeah.
know how to do that.
Because you can do that making Gmails.
Mhm. Yeah,
You're
so
gonna-
there's no internet, there's no email verification. That's what saved me,
Oh, nice.
hundreds of hours probably.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yeah, it was just like you could, under my MetaMask account, you could just press create account, and then I'll name that whatever name I'm doing. Yeah. I have Charlie Murphy. I have
So
Killer
this
Gorilla.
right here, my proactive panda. This is what you created. This name right here, Ryan.
Yes.
You
So I
created
have
300
300 of those, but
Mhm.
yes, but different names.
Do you have any sand, Ryan, by chance?
Yes. I have like I basically I put $1,000 into sand. I put $1,000 into mana, and I'm just gonna leave them, and then
Nice,
I have some like NFTs in the sandbox.
nice.
I'm
Cool,
trying to
sweet.
get
Well,
money into it now because I think it's only gonna grow. So it's like I'm trying to invest into it now so that later when everything's rising, I can invest in other newer projects in my eyes.
I think that's a good idea. Oh, it's so stoked looking at this stuff. Sweet. Well, we've been on for an hour now. I think we'll maybe take off. Thanks everybody for contributing. This has been a great session. Is there any last words or anybody eager to say anything before we depart? A last word? Okay.
Keep
cool.
doing it. Let's
Keep
keep
doing
doing
it.
it.
Let's keep doing it.
Let's
We're
keep
all
doing it.
learning.
I'm learning
Every
more every
single
day.
week. Every week we all bring something to the table that's new to all of our ears. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time because I learn from you guys every time. So I'm not the only one out here learning. We're all doing it. So I appreciate it. But have a great week.
Likewise.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have a good
great
week.
Yeah. Keep killing it.
Bye for now.
You. Peace for
Later.
now. See you next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Hey, create a Twitter account, Ryan.
I
And
have
don't-
one. I
Dude,
haven't
this
added you.
dog, this mad dog right here, and we got Marley in the house. He's crushing the Twitter game.
I know.
I'm
He's like the only person I follow, I think.
I just like and retweet, dude. That's all I use it for.
I know, but like, look at your games, dog. You're like, that is
What's
so
your thing,
inspiring.
Matt? I'm gonna add you.